guys, welcome to my presentation. So today I'm gonna talk about my Lunar New Year and related news associated with an outbreak disease. So first of all, let's talk about my Tet holiday. Previous years, I spent a lot of time to tidy and decorate my house. On 2 days left till the end of the year, and on 2 days left till the end of the year, I passed the time doing household chores and and I and going shopping in the supermarket to buy food, gifts, and decorations. Then I went to flower. Then I went to flower market with my father, and I chose a delicate and lovely pot of kumquat tree. I also bought some fairy lights and tinsel to put it in my kumquat tree. After that, I took my two cats to have a bath because to welcome a new year. Then in the evening, after having a big dinner, I sat in front of the TV to watch comedies. And on New Year's Eve, I went to the street with my best friend to watch fireworks going off. And we and we have and we had a wonderful time together. And this is my 3 days in Tate. On the first day, I got up very early in the morning to help my mother to prepare Tate. Prepare prepare a banquet to lay the altar for ancestor worship because my relative came to my house to join the announcing count. On the second day, I visited my relatives and to exchange New Year's wishes, and I also received a lot of lucky money covered in red and covered by red and lovely envelopes. Finally, in the third day, as a rule, I had to go to pagoda with my class, but oversleeping made me miss my trip. So I decided to stay at home and sleep. I spent all my day sleeping because things I did in 2 previous days made me tired. So that's all my Tet holiday. After 9 day holiday, I came back to school, but this day there has been an outbreak disease caused by a virus called corona. Hence, Ministry of Health and Taiwan People's Committee decided to give us 1 more month off to prevent risk and ensure our health and safety. So now let's make inquiries about COVID-19. COVID-19 can be called novel coronavirus. Much is unknown about 2019 and COVID. Current knowledge is largely based on what is known about similar coronaviruses. Coronaviruses are a large family of viruses, and COVID-19 is one kind of coronaviruses. They are common in many different species of animals, including camels, cattle, cats, and bats. And they look like crown, and crown in Latin is corona. So this is the reason why they have the name corona. So what are the symptoms of COVID-19? For confirmed coronavirus disease in 2019, cases reported illness have ranged from mild symptoms to severe illness and death. Symptoms can include pneumonia, fever, cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, kidney failure, rapid heartbeat, or even maybe diarrhea, because coronavirus can be spread via gastrointestinal system. And this is the comparison between flu symptoms and COVID-19 symptoms. You can see in the picture. Flu symptoms are a little bit similar with the symptoms of COVID-19. However, the antiviral drugs we have against flu will not work on COVID-19. And also, antibiotics are of no use. Recovery depends on the strength of the immune system. Many of those we have died were already in poor health. So, come back to the symptoms of COVID-19. So when you after knowing about the symptoms, so how they spread? How did coronavirus disease spread? Coronavirus disease 2019 is an outbreak of respiratory disease that was first detected in Wuhan, Hubei province, and Hubei province, China, and which continues to expand. Outbreak of novel virus infection among people are always a public health concern. The risk from these outbreaks depends on characteristics of the virus, including how well it spreads between people, the severity of resulting illness, and the medical or other measures available to control the impact of the virus. For example, vaccine or treatment dedication. Early reports suggest spread from person to person most likely happens during close exposure to a person infected with COVID-19. Person-to-person spread may occur similar to other coronaviruses, mainly via respiratory droplets produced when an infected people cough. These droplets can land in the mouth, noses, or eyes of people who are nearby. Or possibly in be inhaled into the lungs. Besides, since coronavirus disease can be infected via gastrointestinal, so the victim can have diarrhea. Currently, the extent to which touching a surface or object that have the virus on it and then touching their own mouth, nose, or possibly their eyes contributes to transmission is unclear. The potential public health threat posed by COVID-19 is high, both globally and to the United States. The fact that this disease has caused illness, including illness resulting in death, and certain person-to-person spread in China is concerning. These factors meet two of the criteria of pandemic. It's unclear how the situation will unfold, but risk is depend on exposure. At this time, some people will have an increased risk of infection, for example, healthcare workers caring for patients with COVID-19 and other close contacts of patients with COVID-19. For the general American public who are unlikely to be exposed exposed to this virus, the, the, the immediate health risk from COVID-19 is considered low at this time. And this is situation of COVID-19 in the world, China and Vietnam. According to the website of Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC), estimated in the world there have been more than 73,000 cases, 1,873 deaths, and approximately 12,700 recovered. China has recorded 1,868 deaths from the COVID-19 outbreak. Health officials have confirmed 72,436 cases in mainland China in total, and more than 1,700 and one have recovered. As you can see, the graph shows that the number of deaths account for 3% of total confirmed cases. Luckily, in Vietnam, there have not been any deaths until now. Another good news is that the percentage of covered people takes up 70%. The coronavirus has spread to at least 28 countries. Other 28 countries including China, Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan, Australia, Belgium, Cambodia, Canada, Egypt, Finland, France, and many other countries. So, how to reduce the risk of COVID-19? This is some ways for you to follow to reduce the risk of COVID-19. The Wuhan coronavirus outbreak is a new illness, and scientists are still assessing how it spreads from person to person, but similar viruses tend to spread via cough and sneeze droplets. When an infected person coughs or sneezes, they release droplets of saliva or mucus. These droplets can form people in the vicinity and can be either directly inhaled or picked up on the hands, then transferred when someone touches their face, causing infection. So I think the first way for you to reduce the risk of COVID-19 is washing your hands. Wet your hands with clean, running water and apply soap. Lather your hands, including the backs, between your fingers and under your nails, and scrub for at least 20 seconds, then rinse. The second way is covering your mouth and nose with a tissue when you cough or sneeze. Then throw the tissues in the bin and wash your hands. If you do not have a tissue to hand, cough or sneeze into your elbow rather than your hands. Face masks offer some protection as they block liquid droplets. However, they do not block smaller aerosol particles that can pass through the material of the mask. The mask also leaves the eyes exposed then, and there is evidence that some virus can infect a person through the eye. Seek early medical help if you have a fever, cough, and difficulty breathing, and shave your Travel history with healthcare providers. If visiting live markets in affected areas, avoid directing unprotected contact with live animals and surfaces that have been in contact with animals. If you are in an affected area eating raw, infected area, avoiding eating raw or undercooked animal products and exercise care when when handling raw meat, milk, or animal organs to avoid cross contamination with uncooked foods. If you have been in China or have been exposed to some sick people with COVID-19 in the last 14 days, you will face some limitations on your movement and activity. Please follow instructions during this time. Your cooperation is integral is integral to the ongoing public health response to try to slow spread of this virus. If you develop COVID-19 symptoms, contact your healthcare provider and tell them about your symptoms and your travel or exposure to COVID-19 patient. If you have returned from an infected area and develop a high temperature, cough, runny nose, sore throat, or difficulty breathing, do not leave your home until you have been given advice by doctor. And it's currently flu and respiratory disease season, and CDC recommends getting a flu vaccine, taking everyday preventive action to help stop the spread of germs, and taking flu antivirals if prescribed. So that's all the ways how to reduce the risks of COVID-19 that I can give you. And that's the end of my presentation. Hope you guys hope my presentation can be helpful for you, and thanks for watching.